Hey, everybody, I want to talk to you about wraparound mortgages and subject to mortgages. These are risky for both buyer and seller. They become very popular now because buyers are trying to get the rate that the current seller has, which is a lot lower than what's available today. But here's the risk: the seller is going to be responsible for that mortgage. They're just signing the title over, and how that buyer pays your mortgage will reflect on your credit score. If they go into foreclosure, you signed over the property. You would have to bring that mortgage current so that you don't have a foreclosure or credit risk. The other thing, too, is this is not a formal assumable loan, which is usually only available on FHA and VA if another VA veteran buys that house. Most other assumables are all adjustables, and quite frankly, not a lot of adjustables out there because the fixed rates back when were so low. So remember, risk to the buyer is that the seller has a mortgage in that contract that they want to take over the payment on. There's a note that says, hey, if you pass this on to somebody else, we could call that due. So the buyer puts down their money, they're in the house, they're paying it. All of a sudden, the mortgage companies, hey, guess what? They're going to figure out that people are trying to do this. They didn't approve the person on that mortgage, they approved the other person. They potentially could call that note due, and now the buyer's in trouble. And again, now the seller is responsible for their how that credit is paid by a buyer. So again, these are risky. You really need to know about them. The other thing, if I'm a seller and I'm trying to buy again, that mortgage is still in my name. Just because that person says they're going to pay it doesn't mean that the lender, me, doesn't have to hold that against you. After 12 months of proving that somebody else can, we might be able to say, hey, you're not responsible, or we don't have to hold it against you because we have 12 months proof. But that's 12 months later. So again, be very cautious of these. These are risky for both buyer and seller. This is Tim Harrison, the HLC team at Cornerstone Home Lending. This is our Straight Up Mortgage Talk, our educational series. Talk to you soon and hope that helps.